Hi everybody, thank you for joining me on the mic. My name's Lance, and it's been a little while since I've done anything drum oriented, so I thought I'd do a stick control lesson today. And for those who are interested, I'm playing on a Roland V Drums 8-inch mesh electronic pad. I got this HD1 module. It's one of Roland's compact sort of electronic drum kit modules, and so I thought I'd try it out. I've never had one of these mesh drums before, and then I'm running it through a Roland Cube amp, so it's kind of a Roland day, although I'm not sponsored or anything like that. But the exercise I want to do is one that I came up with that I like to use because it kills several birds with one stone. And I like those kind of exercises. If you're pressed for time and all that kind of stuff, it's nice to be able to try to address more than one issue with an exercise. So this is a double paradiddle exercise. And in case anybody watching this is not familiar with the standard rudiments, a regular paradiddle is right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And so it's an alternating rudiment that just repeats itself. A double paradiddle is similar, except it has 6 strokes. So it'll go right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. So like this. And for the purposes of this exercise, I'm hearing that as a sextuplet, or you might think of it as 2 triplets, strung together for each double paradiddle. And so the reason this exercise, the reason I say that it kills several birds with one stone is that you're working on your double paradiddles. First of all, because it's an alternating rudiment, it addresses both hands pretty evenly. It addresses accenting and overall stick control, and then it just helps with accenting triplets or sextuplets, if you like. Being able to hear accents at different points of each beat, and I'll explain. So the first thing that I do with this exercise is I play 4 double paradiddles in a row. And I'm going to use the metronome here. And I'm treating this metronome again like you'll hear it as a triplet. Or you can, if you want to think of it as a sextuplet, you can hear the metronome as counting 8th notes, if you like. But this exercise is in 4/4. So at this tempo, you're going to hear like that. So I start out with 4 double paradiddles. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so hopefully you can hear that. The accent, the first note of the paradiddle, the accent falls right on the downbeat. So then I shift the double paradiddle so that it starts out with the double stroke. You're still going to start out with your right hand because that's the way that that previous portion ended. But you're now starting with the double stroke, which puts the accent on the 3rd note of the sextuplet, if that makes sense. So I'll play this again, and here it's going to sound, if your sextuplet is like this. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. I didn't play that second one very well, but you get the idea. The accent has shifted, and now you're hearing it on the 3rd note. And that's kind of useful if you play jazz and stuff, then you're used to hearing that a lot, where that accented note falls. You can call it on the upbeat, but that's not totally accurate with a triplet. But then I shift it again so that the accent falls actually on the upbeat, or the fourth note of the sextuplet. So it's going to be single, two doubles, or two strokes, then the accent, and it'll like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. So effectively now it's rotated 180 degrees, if you like. The double paradiddle has shifted around so that we're halfway back to where we started. And then finally I shift it one more time so that the double stroke falls on the fourth and fifth notes of the sextuplet, making the accent fall on the very last note. And it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get it right. So basically it's four permutations, or four versions of the double paradiddle, in which you get to hear the accent on the most important notes. I leave out the middle notes, that is the second and the fifth notes of the sextuplet. I don't bother with those accents because you don't really hear those happen much in regular music. I mean, it would just kind of throw you off. So, and then I string all of these together. So I'm going to slow it down a little more, and I'll play the whole thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next thing I do in this exercise is that I shorten it so that each version of the double paradiddle only gets played twice before you shift. And so at a slower tempo, it's the same exercise, but just basically everything's cut in half in terms of how many times you play each version of the double paradiddle. So 3, 4. Through the exercise twice, but hopefully you hear the idea is that we're just kind of shrinking it down, and so you might get an idea of what the last version of this exercise is, which is I only do each version of the double paradiddle once before I shift it. And this one is kind of misleading because when you watch this, it'll look like it's not even. The right hand, because I'm leading with my right, it's going to get all but one of the accents. But the double paradiddle is shifting in the sense that each hand is falling on the downbeat twice, if that makes sense. 1, 2, ready, go. So if you really want to push yourself, do the same thing this time, lead with the left, because you're going to have to in order to give the left hand the same kind of workout in terms of the accents. 3, 4. can try to string them together. Let's see if I can do this, where I'll do the first exercise and immediately do the cut in half version where it's 2 of each double paradiddle, and then immediately go to the final version where it's just 1 of each double paradiddle. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, double paradiddles and triplets, or sextuplets if you like, and accents. And you really got to stay engaged, at least at first. That was a part of the thing about this exercise that helps me, is that if I start spacing off, daydreaming about stuff, I tend to mess up. I lose track of where I am, so I got to focus. And also, if my hands get lazy, my sticks will start hitting together, you know. So it's one of those kind of attention-grabbing exercises where you really got to stay focused. So I think, again, it helps me in several different ways. Hopefully it'll help you. And thanks so much for joining me on the mic. Happy drumming.